Hello guys, Josh from 2000 here, and today I have got 3 single issues to talk about for a comic book Carnage episode, all Marvel. Thrawn, Old Man Hawkeye, and Ghost Rider Damnation, or Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider Damnation. I'm going to start by talking about Old Man Hawkeye number 3. This was actually really good, strong, solid art as always, and it's doing more about. You find out about the. Hang on, what was the group called again? Just let me check this. From what I can tell, reading this, it looks like Old Man Hawkeye is going after the surviving Thunderbolts. And he's basically fighting this guy that can, basically turn into flipping Goliath. I don't know much about this guy, but the entire issue is just basically Hawkeye throwing down with this guy, and the lead up to that throwdown. And he meets this blind woman who's like a fortune teller, and she starts reading his mind and everything, and she kind of does the whole revenge only leads to destruction kind of jargon. But as I said, solid art all the way through, and it's honestly, it's one of the best comics at Marvel right now that isn't Star Wars related. So, yeah, enough said on Old Man Hawkeye. I honestly genuinely have little to no complaints with Old Man Hawkeye. Pretty much every single issue, this pulls out the goods. And honestly, I've got no complaints about Old Man Hawkeye. This is honestly, guys, go out and buy this series. Show Marvel that this is the kind of stuff you want to see, not some of the stuff they've been doing more in recent years. Anyway, next we're moving on to. I'll do all the mainline heroes first before I do the Star Wars one. Ghost Rider 1, Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider 1. It's a part of the Damnation tie-in thing. Not kept up much with Damnation, so I don't really know much. Basically, it's just a fun little romp with Ghost Rider and Johnny Blaze stuck in hell, and they basically say, you know what, screw it, let's take over the joint. And basically, they work their way up to hell, and they park themselves on top of Mephisto's throne. That's basically the gist of the story. Sounds crazy, sounds stupid, but it's really fun, and it reminds me of why I love Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, I want to do a video on this, but Ghost Rider was literally the character that got me reading comics, and I'll do a video going into more detail about it. But honestly, it reminded me of why Marvel Comics. It reminds me why I started on the Marvel side of the fence. Let's just put it like that. Right, so next we have Thrawn, issue 2. Okay, now the setup for this is, there's this ship that's stranded in space, and Thrawn and a group of Imperials are tasked with going aboard and getting this incredibly valuable gas off. Because the Empire needs resources, right? Turns out, it's pirates and it's a trap. It's basically all about Thrawn's deduction skills and how he works it out, and how he then manipulates the pirates into getting the information as to where the actual main guy is. So it's, again, pretty good read. Thrawn has a habit of showing the Imperials in a much more intelligent light than just brain-dead thugs, which is what the original trilogy tends to do a lot with a lot of the Imperial soldiers. It tends to just make them look brain-dead, whereas this does a really good job of actually showing them of having some form of intelligence. Just let me get the glare off that for you. Sun outside, bit of a nuisance. Anyway, so that's about it for my Marvel comics at the moment. And pretty much Thrawn and Old Man Hawkeye are literally my only regular pickups from Marvel at the moment. This was just something I saw on the shelf, and I'm a massive Ghost Rider fan, especially the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. So I thought, why the hell not, pick it up. My only complaint, I have one complaint about this, and it's pretty much the same complaint I had with Spirit of Vengeance. The artwork on Ghost Rider, I mean, it's a bit better here, but it's still a bit iffy. It could do with like a bit, it's the lighting, I think. It could do with some more darker lighting on it, but I mean, the detail's there. The detail's definitely better than it was on Spirit of Vengeance. They've even got like the old classic uniform stripe here at the top. The blue stripe on his uniform. That's been absent for quite a while now, but they've kind of brought that back, which I'm happy about. And it's just like a kind of, I don't know, just two guys on a bike wreaking havoc. It kind of reminded me of like Biker Mice from Mars, and I don't know why. It's really strange that I make that comparison, because the subject matter has nothing to do with Biker Mice from Mars, but kind of the tone. It's just like two guys on motorbikes kicking ass. Like, it kind of reminds me of Biker Mice from Mars. I used to love that old TV show, like the 1930s version, I think. No, 1993. The 1993 Biker Mice from Mars. Kind of reminds me of that, but it's a really good Ghost Rider read. Just minor complaints with some of the artwork on Ghost Rider, but that's probably about it. It's pretty much the same complaint I've had for pretty much all the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider books for the past, since 2011, the end of 2011. It's pretty much the complaint I've had for all of them. But you know, All New Ghost Rider at least had a different character, and it went for a different tone story-wise. So I could kind of forgive it with All New. Marvel Now, again, it was same character as All New. Just the story in Four on the Floor, I got them all, but I really wasn't interested in reading them. Kind of rhymes. But, I just, Four on the Floor, I just wasn't interested, because it was like, okay, I like X-23, or I liked the old incarnation of X-23. I don't like the new version of her. I liked her incarnation when she was like early on. They've done some changes. I mean, I don't like her wearing the Wolverine suit either. It just doesn't suit her character. I loved her in Logan as well. She was great in Logan, the movie. Seriously, guys, if you have not watched Logan, go out and watch Logan. But it's like, I didn't like her in it. I despise this new Hulk. Like, whatever they did with Hulk in that storyline, just Jesus Christ. Wasn't a fan of Hulk at all. Robbie was Robbie, but he seemed a bit. There was something off about him. I don't know why. I think there was a bit of an attitude change from Marvel. From All New Marvel to Marvel Now. I'm not sure. That might have just been me. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. So yeah, nothing really to complain about. There's only with these, they're only minor nitpicks. But with Marvel, thing is, with Marvel these days, I only buy something if I know I'm gonna like it. I don't buy anything Marvel if it's gonna be a stab in the dark. If it looks like it could be bad, I don't buy it. The last time I took a gamble on a Marvel comic was Silver Sable, which was that one shot that they did at the start of Legacy. The reason I brought that was it kind of reminded me of Rose Wilson from Deathstroke. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next Carnage video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.